For me, it's always going to be Batman. He's got the smarts, he's got the costume, he's got the look, he has the weapons, he has the car, he has the sidekick, the best villains. I mean, I'm sure everybody's sick and tired of hearing me talk about Batman. He's more like a ninja than, you know, because I'm a big ninja girl, so Batman is very ninja-like. So to me, it's, I don't know, it always revolves and stems off of Batman. Even the Superman comics that I do read are the Batman, Superman. I read Justice League, obviously. I am kind of happy they brought Aquaman back because he's way underappreciated. Granted, okay, I get it. His powers are a little bit limited, but I still think he's ragged on too much. But it all goes back to Batman. I think they all center around him. All the best Justice Leagues are centered around Batman. All the best villains, weapons, all of it.
I believe the greatest epic in video games is Shenmue, the series. Maybe it's just my inner fangirl and my heart that Yu Suzuki stole, but just the amazing epic that it told of getting revenge for Ryu Hazuki and the journey that it took you on in the game through like the whole cities. And I think the way they made the game where you have control of how, you know, fast or slow you go through the story, and everything is so interactive, and I think the graphics for that time were so amazing as well. And just the fact of how they incorporate everything from like the fighting styles, like Virtua Fighter style, and like the RPG quality of the game. I just think that in itself was so epic and innovative at its time. And I mean, Yu Suzuki got inducted into the Interactive Arts Hall of Fame, you know, because of his amazing work with games like Shenmue. So, I mean, I personally have not yet given up hope of Shenmue 3 coming out, even though Yu Suzuki has recently retired from his manager position at Sega. But I think that that is an epic that definitely needs to be finished, and fans all over the world love it. It has like a cult following and waiting for it to, you know, for the final chapters of it coming out. So Shenmue, the series, and the much awaited final chapters, the greatest epic in video games.
The evolution of comics and the comic industry has changed intensely from, say, let's even just go back as far as the 80s, where things were a little bit more childlike, more cartoonish, a little bit lighter. There weren't too many demographics within characters. I think nowadays you look at characters and comics are darker, they're more violent, they are much more adult oriented. You have characters from all demographics and walks of life, whether it be religion or sexuality or marriage or children. None of that stuff's taboo anymore, because before I think comics were written just mainly as light fun, and I think the kids grew with the comics, and you see that in the industry. We were reading Batman when we were 10, now we're in our 30s, we're still reading Batman, and these comic people know that, and the companies know that, so they're making the comics grow with the audience that has been with them for 20, 30 years. So I'm interested to see how comics are going to change further in the future. Are they going to get more cartoonish and fun and light again? Or are they going to keep going darker and more violent and deeper?
Gaming has evolved definitely throughout the years, especially with me growing up with them from the age of 5, playing like the NES with 32-bit characters, and you know, you had Super Mario, and the worlds were pretty simple. You know, they're very childlike and very easy, and I think as the years going by and, you know, technology's grown, and, you know, we have way more awesome graphics, like as the console, you know, evolution has gone by over the years, you've seen the graphics get more and more amazing, and you can see graphics now and you wouldn't even know that, you know, if you were not a gamer, you would think you were watching a movie, because, you know, the animation has gone that far. And I think the maturity has grown as well as gamers have grown. Since I was 5, you know, playing Super Mario and games like that. I mean, now there's games that are actually targeted towards the mature crowd. You know, there's violence and like gore, and there's sex in video games now. And I mean, you wouldn't have gotten that back in the NES days, you know, or Super Nintendo days, even the Sega Genesis days. So I think stories have gotten more mature, and I think more sophisticated as we go on as well. And I think as technology has grown and people have become, you know, the world has become more tech-based, gaming in itself has become a very popular form of entertainment. Just like, you know, movies were, you know, I think it's come up. Like, gaming has grown up and become more popular and more mainstream. And I think it's definitely affected the culture as the years have gone by. And it's going to go pretty far, you know, in the future.